everybody, welcome back to Ozarks Live. It is really good to be back in the kitchen. Today I'm going to make something that Tom alluded to last week. It's a topping for pasta. It's called a vodka sauce. And Tom, you said you had never heard of vodka sauce.
I never had. I saw it in a jar and it was like, this is a revelation. I've never heard of it.
Well, honestly, I have heard of it. I could not tell you if I've ever had it. Honestly, I don't know for sure.
I don't
But
either.
I've seen it. I just don't recall ever having ordered it. I'm not sure if I've had it in a jar, so I decided I'm going to make it.
Yeah, because the true thing, and the reason you wouldn't know, is you're not necessarily supposed to taste the vodka. The vodka's there for a purpose.
Yeah, the vodka is a flavor enhancer. It's apparently there to put brightness back into the cream sauce. It enhances the flavor of the tomatoes. So here's what I've done. I chopped up one shallot and I cooked that and some garlic in some butter. Okay, by the way, I found this at Delish, the online magazine, and the editors there swear this is the best vodka sauce they've ever had in their life because you use tomato paste, okay? You use the paste. You don't use the crushed tomatoes or the diced tomatoes. You just use the straight up tomato paste because it's very concentrated. All right, so you cook this down and then you're gonna add just a couple tablespoons of vodka. And part of the secret here is to let it cook down. You don't want to put it in there and leave it. You want it to cook down a little bit, actually a lot, because that's where you're going to start to get the flavor of the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Really, really
It's a flavor enhancement.
spiking up. Yeah, and again, I haven't had it. This is going to be my, I will never be able to say that again after today, will I? Because at least I will have tried my own cooking. So you add in your vodka and you let that cook for a few minutes. I mean, if I had more time, I would probably let this sit there for 5 or 6 minutes, but don't have all that time. So here's what we're going to do. From there, we're going to add about a half a cup of heavy cream. And, you know, don't add milk. Go ahead and add cream because the cream won't get all curdled up. The cream will never do that to you. So you add about a half a cup of the cream. How's the pasta looking, Tom? Is
Pasta's looking good.
Okay.
I think I'm getting ready to put it in the colander and drain it.
Okay.
So
Well,
how about if I do that while you're doing that?
go ahead and do that. And I'll tell you, before you do that, I'm going to show you a little trick.
Okay.
I'm going to get about a half cup of the pasta water. It calls for a little bit of the pasta water, and I think that's because it still has some of the starch left in it.
Probably.
So I'm going to add just a little bit of that. And that's another trick. Save some of your pasta water. Don't toss it right down the drain because you might actually need it to thin out your sauce just a little bit. So what I've done is I've added pretty much everything in except for one of my very favorite parts, which is the fresh grated Parmesan cheese. Okay, so I'm going to add about...
does that look good?
I'm going to add about half of the allotted mixture of cheese. Okay, I'm going to fold this in. And that is nice and creamy. It's just gorgeous. And again, if you need to add any more of the water to thin it out to your liking, go for it.
There's plenty of it.
If you don't, yeah, there's plenty of it. All right, now we're going to add the rest of the cheese.
All right.
And Tom, I want you to go ahead and just pour that pasta right in here.
Okay, here we go.
Just pour it in here. And they recommend that you toss it around really, really well while it's in the pan, because that way it's going to coat all these noodles. And some people prefer, rather than a penne pasta, a rigatoni, because rigatoni is a little bit bigger. It's got a little more ridges on it. And those ridges actually will help your pasta cling to your sauce.
This looks really good.
A little bit better. I wish there was more sauce, honestly. I kind of wish I hadn't put quite all of the pasta in there, but I know full well it's going to be great.
It's coated pretty nicely.
So now we're going to put a little bit more cheese. Yeah.
Okay.
This is good stuff. Now, if you want to switch places with me, Tom.
I will do that. You go right ahead.
I'm going to put this right